Welcome everybody to another video. Good morning or good evening. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. In today's video, I got the ultimate Groot guide here. I'll be showing you guys the fundamentals of Groot's kit and breaking it down for you guys. Hopefully you guys do find this entertaining and also very helpful. If you do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. I've spent countless hours and days figuring out the best ways to use Groot. The best ways to use his abilities, to use his walls, to use his ultimate, and to use his L2. And in today's video, I'm willing to share all of the stuff that I've learned in the past couple days while playing this character. Groot starts out with a base of 850 HP. It can get maximized to 1100 HP by placing down Groot's iron wall and damaging enemies. But as you can see, it will slowly decrease over time if you haven't touched an enemy. If your teammates are in the range of this wall and they hit an enemy, they as well will give you extra health. Groot in Marvel Rivals is a vanguard tank capable of completely dominating a match, but that's only if you know what to do with him. I've had matches where I've inflicted 50 to 60,000 damage to somebody while also blocking 70 to 80,000 damage. Groot will easily be able to kill a DPS or support within just 2 or 3 hits, as well as doing that with over 1000 HP. In this guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Groot and how to use his abilities, but as well I'm going to be showing you guys the downfall and Groot's counters. Now, let's talk about Groot's playstyle. He is a very welcoming character to all new players, but he's also a very big challenge whenever you start to try to master him. By using his walls and pushing enemy teams back, he acts as a vanguard tank and a DPS duelist. So basically, all in all, he's able to soak up a bunch of damage and also be able to inflict all of that damage. Groot can as well be played as a defensive balanced player. His walls will allow you and your team to be able to set up choke points that the enemies might be able just to walk right into. Of course, you can use Groot walls to create choke points and such, but that only works to an extent with lower player teams. A lot of the players in this game will just ignore the Groot walls, not knowing the significance behind them. But once you start playing in higher ranked teams, the players will understand that these walls have secrets behind them. Now, of course we have to talk about Groot's walls. The first thing that you're going to have to learn with those Groot walls is that he has passive abilities that impact the entire game. Groot has something called Flora's Colossal, which will awaken walls and leave you at your true potential. And this is why pro players like to use Groot. Groot's most common wall is called Thorn Lash, and it will be able to inflict damage for about 5 meters away from a player. You want to play relatively close to these walls. These walls only have 250 HP to play with, so honestly it's not a crazy amount. But you're able to place down 3 at a time, hold 2 in your inventory. But let me show you guys an incredible tip to take height as Groot that I see no other players doing in this game. Every other Groot that I see in any regular match or competitive match try to take height by making 2 angled walls, but yet you still can't even reach the high ground. Let me show you a better way to do this. Just by taking Groot's 2 regular walls and looking down and standing right on it, you're able to take height way easier and open up more opportunities for yourself. Take this play for example. By using the Groot method and taking high ground, you're able to jump behind the enemy lines, ulting them, and then eliminating the team. Anyways, Groot's second wall is called Ironwood. It is big and has a lot of HP, but where it shines is that it overheals Groot over a period of time, whether that's you damaging the player or that's your teammates damaging the players. You can use this wall as a space coverage, or what I like to do is place it on the side so nobody's able to break it and you damage enemies and be able to get that constant health while your teammates are also inflicting damage onto the enemy and giving you health over time. Just remember, when you play Groot, you want to constantly throw down your walls so the enemies are always caught off guard. Now, if Groot has his team ups, you're able to tank an entire Scarlet ult. Again, this is why Groot is played in such high levels, is because he can be able to block so much damage. I'm telling you, every match that I play, I will get at least 70, 80,000 damage blocked, and also be able to inflict 50 to 60,000 damage. It is insane. Before playing this character, I never realized how good Groot was, but over the past couple days of me practicing just for this video, I realized that he might become the best tank in Marvel Rivals, or might already be the best tank in Marvel Rivals. Now, Groot's other ability is called Spawn Bomb. It is a projectile thrown bomb that will inflict a big deal of damage onto an enemy and then shoot out little projectiles, which can also do damage to an enemy. Now, when I first saw this ability, I thought that this was terrible, because look at how little damage it does to just a DPS or a little squishy. But when you combine it with a wall, it does that much more damage as well. Look at that. And then when you combine it with a hit, it is incredible how much damage this thing slowly can do over time. It is a great crowd controller, and honestly, you can just throw it right into the enemy teams and separate them right up. Especially if you have your walls near, you might even snag a kill on accident with one of the squishes or DPS if you have enough walls around. The cooldown for this ability is about 6 seconds. I usually use this ability when I don't have a plan, I just throw it into the crowd. But just getting that little bit of damage onto the enemy teams and making them back up away from your team, it allows your DPS to have an opportunity to maybe pick them off when they're lower HP just from that. Now, Groot's ultimate ability is called Strangling Prison. While throwing this ability down, it will suck your enemies into that ability, trapping them into the ground, leaving them rooted and pretty much no HP. This ability will last for a generous amount of time, honestly. It is really shined in a tight fight where you can immobilize many opponents at once, which will allow your team to have opportunities and be able to take them out hopefully. This ultimate's also good to suck out other ultimate abilities from the enemy team, just like a Luna ult if you got the entire team in there and she just has to pop it because then her entire team is going to die. Which that is great for you because Groot's ultimate ability lasts for a couple seconds, so that's also a couple seconds that Luna won't be able to use her ultimate in a tight situational fight. You can also use his ultimate ability on one player that is giving your team a run for his money. There ain't no shame in that. I've done it before. Other Groots that I played against have done it against me. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Whatever player is leaving you and your team in a tough position, you want them out of the game, even if it's just for 15 to 20 seconds. I should have mentioned this a little earlier, but we'll get into it later on into the video, but Groot's maximum range that he can hit enemies players is only 20 meters. Anything past it, he's not able to hit. And as you can see as well, from 20 meters away, the walls will not activate unless you are close enough for them to be able to hit. It's a weird mechanic, but while playing it, you will figure out that no matter even if the walls are close, you have to be playing around the walls pretty much this close. You want to be able to play this close, hit the enemy players, you know, even just be able to do that, and then boom, they're dead within 2 seconds. All in all, you just really want to try to play close to Groot walls because his walls are the main factor in this kit. Alright, if you made it this far, you might think that I'm saying that Groot is some invincible god and he's able to just take down any hero, but that is just simply not the truth. Groot has incredibly great weaknesses that come along with this incredibly great kit. Just like his first one, as you can see, Groot is just incredibly slow. He is probably one of the most slower players or characters in the game, if not the slowest. Probably the slowest tank in the game as well. All the other tanks like Hulk is able to jump, Doctor Strange is able to fly and teleport, Penny's able to web, Captain America is able to run fast. Like all these other tanks have great mobility, but Groot, he just doesn't. So if your team has bad healers, Groot is just not the matchup for that match. No matter how good you are with him, if you just can't get those heals, don't play Groot. It's not worth it. You're going to go 0-10. Another weakness for Groot is those air targets. He has that short range, so it's hard to be able to hit them. And you just got to be able to get that timing right. If there's an Iron Man that's flying above, it's really difficult to hit him. But that's what the DPS are for. Especially if you're playing as a hyper aggressive Groot, it's very difficult to sometimes tell what's going on in your backlines. So there could be someone that's like an Iron Man sitting behind that wall right there. You have your healers right here, and you're just trying to push up on an enemy, get some damage done, but you're not getting any heals because there's an Iron Man back there just wrecking your team, and he's that far away, so you're just not even able to reach him. That's the downfall. You're not even able to reach half that way. It sucks, but every character in this game needs to have a balance. Now, when you mix that with putting yourself in a 24/7 non-stop action, which you're rebuilding walls and moving walls and just trying to block damage and get damage, Groot becomes just an executioner at that point. But you're just going to be pressing so many buttons, and you will have to earn that domination yourself as a Groot player. You will have to earn going into that point, earn taking out the DPS players, earn backing up those tanks, earn backing up those healers. As a Groot main, you want to place those walls on the side, get the walls right next to you, back out the enemy, block off the enemy from the healer, but make sure not to block yourself off from the healer, because you can place down a wall right here and you can jump and play and accidentally go behind it, and now your line of sight from your healers are just blocked off. You never want to do that when you play Groot. You never want to block your line of sight with your own teammates. If you ever see that, just reattack the walls. Just take them back. There's no shame in it. There's nothing. You don't always have to keep 3 walls up. It's all good. If you need to take down a wall, please do so. But if you do like having a character that is able to move around, then Groot's probably not your character. Also, I did say that we will talk about his primary fire, and we definitely will right now. So his primary fire has 8 shots, and it is a 20-meter range, not more, but you can do it less. He also does have the combo where you can go and press R2, 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 or you can go R2, R3, R2, R3, R2, and get that kill. Another weird thing that I found out about Groot is that you can stop his attack midway through just by like reloading or switching onto a wall. So if you want to do that, you can. I don't see why you would. It cost you an ammunition round out of his 8, so it's honestly just not worth it. But just by placing the wall behind the enemy player, you're able to come up to them R2, R3, R2, R3, and they're dead. It's that easy. It comes within a second. So when you do pop that ultimate ability and you pop it onto them and you get up close, you want to be able to press R2, R3, R2, R3, R2, R3, and so on and so forth. And hopefully you either kill the entire team, kill whoever you wanted to kill, or you force other ultimates from the other player's team so they can't use it in a better situation. Also remember that you should always keep your primary fire onto an enemy because there's no backlag like Penny. Alrighty though, I think that is probably going to be the end of this guide, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I should be able to have some future content coming out for you guys more and hopefully soon. If you want a more in-depth guide of Groot and you want to see me and my gameplay with Groot and you want to see like the play style and how he's best used on some maps and how he's best used on some other maps, just let me know and I'll definitely make a video explaining the best maps for Groot and how to use his walls on some maps and how to cut off some choke points, other worse maps that he's not very good on, so maybe you don't want to use him on those maps. But he's very powerful on most of the maps, especially for domination and also convoy. But you really have to just fight for that point with Groot. Gotta push in, rely on your healers. He has no mobility, and just rely on that bunch of health that he has. But yeah, like I said, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video, hopefully. Peace.